Welcome back to Surf, and what I've got for you right here going on is a mod for Crusader Kings III Fallen Eagle, the Dawn of the Dark Ages. And we're going to jump right in. Right now there's only one real start date, which is the 17th of January 395 AD, a divided empire between the Western Roman Empire and the Eastern Roman Empire. There's also four other start dates right here, being 476, the fall of Ravenna, 532, the reconquest of the West, 632, the Sword of Islam, and 768, the rise of Charlemagne. Except all of these you can't really get into yet. But as far as these two are concerned, these two gentlemen, kings, emperors, are concerned, none of those guys matter because we are observing. Doing nothing but observing their little worlds come crashing down in blood and steel and a lot of hurt feelings. So we've got the map of regular Crusader Kings 3 here. It would be cool to see all of this. We're going to observe. We got the Hunnic Empire coming in. We got Germania Superior is there. Okay, they're not really a tribe. I guess they're a remnant of Roman influence, I guess you could say. We got the Quadi, the Marcomanni, the Lombards have started coming in. Where are the Goths? I think the Goths are already here if I go to this. Yes, they're right here. Ooh, King Alaric. King Alaric's famous because he sacked Rome. That's something. I don't see the Ostrogoths, but I'm not familiar with the history of the invading barbarian hordes, so they might show up around here. They'll show up eventually, I'm sure. If we look at we can see the religions going on here. Most of this is Nicene, which is Christianity. Up here we have Asatru, which is you know, we all know it from the base game, the Odin, Thor, all those guys. There's we got Hellenic, which is the classic Roman Greek traditions of religion. We got Kushite. What is that? Is that pagan? It looks to be. There's Coptic down here in Ethiopia. We got this. Is this a Christian faith? It doesn't look like it. Yeah. We do have Druidism though, which is it's a lot like Germanic paganism, sort of. I don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. It's just pagan, is what all you need to know about Druidism. It's all Celtic. The Celtic religion is Druidism. Something else I noticed is we got the Zoroastrians over here in Persia, Parthia, Bactria sort of area. These guys are Zoroastrian. These guys are Buddhist. Down in here, this is where we find predominantly Jewish religion, Rabbinism, which I'm not familiar with. And there's also here Haymanot. There's also a Jewish sect down all the way down here. This is interesting though. I didn't know the modern day Yemen territory was home to a sizable Jewish population in the year roughly 400. It's worth a Wikipedia read, I'd say. In terms of culture, we got Roman, Greek spread all throughout the Mediterranean. Romano-Gallic, which I think is cool. We got Basque over here. That's nice. The Romano-British, the Britons and the Gales. It's pretty nice. Okay, here we go. You can see Visigoth here and Ostrogoth there. That's pretty nice. I was wondering when they'd make an appearance, like the Romano-Thracians, the Romano-Dacians. Very, very compelling stuff. African romance, Romano-Iberian. What is this? The Racian. Nice. Pretty good. Let's see what we got in terms of houses. The House of Theodosius, because the two emperors here are, I think they're brothers. Brother, sibling, yes. Yes. Pretty good. So, I think that's all to look into right here. You got governments. We can see that. Imperial, tribal, feudal, clan. Anything unique? I don't see any republics. But that would be interesting if there were like some Hellenic republic sometime at this point in history. But let's crank this up to 5 speed. Let's roll. Look at that. Look at it go. Right off the bat, the Hunnic Empire is looking pretty sickly. I don't know what's up with that. Let's take a more... The Ruthenians, taking a closer look. The Hunnic Empire, I guess this is what's actually controlled by Ulden himself, the father of... I think Attila is actually his dad, but I have to look into that. Okay, this guy's not this guy, Attila's father. I don't know what's up with that. I was just wrong. I'll have to look into it more. Attila's dad is a guy named Mundazuk. So oh, he's dead. There's no Attila the Hun. Can you believe that? Rome is gonna have to fall another way because hey, this is Attila's granddad. So Attila the Hun is never gonna be born. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Ooh, big, it's all crumbled. It didn't take a barbarian invasion, it seems. They just did it on their own. Italian suburbicar. Okay. Prefect Flavius of Italia. And here's the kid. Okay. The main factors of this Western Roman rebellion look to be Gallia, Hispania, and the diocese of Vienensis. Okay. And everything just keeps continuing to splinter. They've still got some of this over here. Okay. Now, it doesn't seem that the provinces themselves have been renamed in this mod yet, but that's really okay. Something I did notice, though, is places like Rome are absolutely massive. And I think that's the same with this over here and Alexandria, perhaps. Yeah, here it is. From what I understand, this does not take place in CK3. This urban sprawl that these three nations at least have is not something that you see in base game CK3. Let's see if anything happened while I was talking. Africa. I don't know if Africa might have already been there. Ooh, and the Ostrogoths got their independence. That's something. Instead of Ruthenia. Ooh, the Hunnic Empire is falling apart. It's absolutely crumbling. This is unprecedented, complete alternate history. You've seen it here first. We'll keep you updated. 420. Ha. And it looks like the Western Roman Empire has made some gains just past the Alps here. Looking good. There's also been some vague consolidation of their Britain situation. Kind of. They've gained some territories back and lost others. Now Ireland is being split between Ulster, Leinster, and Munster. Everything else seems pretty calm. I think there's a state here that had just enough of this underpart to claim all of this, but now that's no longer the case, and so we just got this big blank space. The Hunnic Empire continues to collapse. Ostrogoths getting some territory, but the Eastern Romans getting territory here in Arabia and just past the Danube. They've penetrated the Danube. Wild stuff. I want to see what these three do. Gallia, Vienensis, and Hispania do. The province of Lusitania is already sort of broken free, and these guys are fighting King Romulus of Hispania. That's something. All right, all right. I don't know if did Sassanid Persia always have this? This the whole eastern coast of Arabia and half the southern coast? Or was this the product of massive military campaigns? They've gone northward just a bit. I think the Hunnic empires were forming also. So everything's sort of consolidating in the east, while the west is fracturing. Apparently, well, the west is absolutely fractured, but the Eastern Roman Empire seems to be doing okay, vaguely okay. Let's check in on our two boys, huh? Okay, he's disfigured, and he is doing all right. He's an adulterer, not the best. He's going over his stats. He's got pretty good stats, above average stats anyway. This guy's got he's got 20 martial. He's been fighting his whole life. He's got to survive out there. He's fighting for his life every day. He doesn't have much left. It's a real shame, is what it is. Oh, his dad was disfigured too. Can you believe that? His child's been Oh, never mind. Never mind. They're the same. His brother's been disfigured. Wow. They're just fighting. Except he didn't have the same. He didn't have the same martial skill as his son or grandson. I don't know why this is called Germania Superior. That's it. Who called it this? I guess is this what the Romans called this region? I doubt the people who lived here called this region Germania Superior. They're not Roman. It's a unless you look at the background. Don't look at the background. But yeah, they're pagan. They're Norse pagan, and they're not Roman culture. So who's calling themselves Germania Superior? Not me. You guys need a better name. I'll call her. I'll call this place after their king, King Heribert. Heribertland. This is what I dubbed the 438 IC Hibernia getting formed out of. I can't tell. Munster being the only one left. I think Ulster formed this, but don't quote me on it. I don't remember. Ah, yeah, I don't remember. Caledonia is here. I don't know if they were always there, but they're there now. There's Shetland, the Mormerdom of Shetland, being Catholic. Has this changed? Or is this an oversight? Because Nicene is here. Oh wait, Arian Christianity is spreading. Druidism has been basically wiped out. What is this? Paulicanism, another heresy? Okay. They're just Catholic. I wonder. Let's see if this spreads. Let's see, Arianism is spreading. There's like dynamic religions, so these things are just popping up. It's crazy how much Druidism has just been wiped out. Same with Hellenism. Hellenism has gone too. Coptic has gone way up. That's something I didn't expect really. But yeah, we're gonna see if what they did, if the same thing happened in real life history, where Arianism sort of sweeps the northern or the northern borders of the Roman Empire outside of their control. Be something to keep an eye on. One of the many things we gotta keep an eye on. Tengriism, however, I think seems to be faltering in the European side of things anyway. Seems like the Visigoths have gotten their independence with lands in Illyria right here. Ostrogoths also independent over here. Let's check culture, because I think culture, Visigothic, but occupied by Roman, okay. Romano-Dacian, Romano-Illyrian, that's pretty cool. I think I mentioned Romano-Dacian before. And we'll see what happens. We'll see. Visigothic is still here, but they're gonna take more territory over there. It looks like Gallia is a Roman culture, and he's going to try to convert people to the same. Africa, the Diocese of Africa, has taken the southeastern portion of Britain here, and Vienensis has taken choice spots of Britain and Ireland here. But Hibernia and whoever formed them are about to unify. Same with Caledonia here. Caledonia is about to take what we know as modern day Scotland. We'll see if they can finish the job. What is Africa doing? The Diocese of Africa. A prefect. Is that what they're being known as? Prefects? Okay. How did they get here? It's interesting. A little bit more land here, and a little bit more land up here. This is I don't know what to tell you. When do we get to the parts where the Saxones, the Angles, the Jutes all come in and destroy Britain? I'm waiting on that. That might not be another I don't know 100 200 years. We'll see. I might have to cool it with the commentary. We're like 16 and a half minutes in, and I've only been doing this for like 30 years. The game's only been running for 30 years. Might have to cool it down. As it stands, Hibernia will be the only main bastion of Druidism on the Isle of Ireland until they're conquered or manage to finish their unification. But it's challenging because the people that do that are these guys, being Incis. So it's kind of a yikes. So I think I'm gonna probably take this video to 867, where CK3 officially starts, and see where we end up. Ooh, the Eastern Roman Empire just annexed Gallia. Ooh, though our Western Rome isn't gonna be happy about that. These guys are old men now, or are they? Is this guy dead already? He is dead already. Our first brother has died. Now it's up to the last one. Poor guy. They grow up so fast, don't they? They grow up fast when you're on 5 speed. Persian Empire is going absolutely hog wild to the north. The Coptics are trudging down southward, giving Waqui the business. And Hibernia has won a war against Caledonia and Viensis, leaving only this part of Ireland just left. Also, Hispania has taken that Lusitanian tribe, and the Visigoths have gotten bigger. 504, and the Hunnic Empire is a shadow of its former self, being right about where Belarus and the eastern tip of Ukraine is today, mainly being replaced by the Caspian Steppe, Mordvinia, and Sarmatia. The Western Roman Empire is growing northward and is solidifying its hold over Britannia there. Hibernia is completely collapsed. Caledonia is completely collapsed. Hispania is looking like it's about to collapse. And Africa has completely collapsed. The Diocese of Africa. Vienensis is still looking pretty strong in terms of its continental holdings, while the Angles have become a sort of maritime superpower, it seems, taking Denmark, the Scania region of Sweden, that southern tip there, and some land in Vorpommern and Mecklenburg. Sort of, those might be the same thing, roughly. But you're looking at it right now, you can see it. In terms of Persia, they're still moving up. They've made big gains into India here, and the Eastern Romans have made big gains down here in the Arabian Peninsula, moving ever southward. They're still they don't show any signs of giving up this yet, but it's Crusader Kings. Anything is likely to happen. Visigoths creeping upwards up here, and that's what we got. We got the Essex Kent going on over here. Ulster up here in the Isles and this part of Scotland, and just general consolidation within Germania. We've got Pruthenia. If you played Crusader Kings II, Pruthenia was Prussia before there was a Prussia. And it's we got Livonia over here too. Got some blasts from the past. 525. Western Roman Empire continuing to expand in the Isles. Eastern Roman Empire continuing to expand into the southern lands here, almost making it to the tip of Yemen here. What I find interesting is how the Roman Empire, the Western Roman Empire, is all just sort of snaking their way through. And you see movement like this in Imperator Rome. How if you do an observer only in Imperator Rome, once it breaks out of the peninsula, will just start snaking like this in various directions, like tentacles or something, just all sprawling out in different areas, but always northward, just like this, which is kind of weird. I can't make sense of it. It just must be something with their ahistorical AI conquest pathing, I guess you could say. But unfortunately, the Visigoths are all but gone. They're not here anymore. And same, the Ostrogoths are a couple places here, but they're not here, and they're not in here. You know, you they've been wiped out, unfortunately. That's just how it's gonna have to go. Who died and created this? This is just province by province independence. This is mad, absolutely mad. But in other news, Carthage is here. Can you believe it? Nearly the year 600 now, the Persian Empire continues to expand. They've lost a bit here in India, but they've keep spreading northward. Same with Rome, just a little bit. I think they've lost some things here to Germania Superior, but they've continued to make gains even though they're currently in a bad way here in Britannia. Gallia got its independence from the Eastern Roman Empire and has taken the fight to Vienensis down here. Carthage is still here, or I'll call it Carthage anyway. And let's check religion. Coptic is nearly wiped out all of Wakwi here. Arianism still coming up here, and there's a Cathar movement, which I'm not convinced is historically accurate in the year 600, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Nicene has worked its way all the way up here, now as far north as Scania, right here. A Sartru still being visible here in Germany and Scandinavia, and all the way as far south as modern day Romania and Hungary. Pretty good there. Jumping back in briefly, in 618, the Western Roman Empire is solely now confined to the British Isles, with the Diocese of Italia and Onare, I can't pronounce it, taking what little land the Western Roman Empire had. Oh, they've got these two little provinces, these four exclaves all the way, and they're lonesome, but they're not long for this world. Feels bad for Honorius. My thoughts go back to Honorius, the either the first or the second. What a world that we live in. But at least it didn't fall. I don't think this game is not accustomed, but geared towards massive advancing like horde type forces. Like I don't know what to say, but like all of the migratory tribes that usually come into history by this point just don't exist. Like they were never factors in the first place. The Visigoths, the Ostrogoths, the Alans, the Lombards. Arguably the Franks are the only ones that pulled this off. But it just doesn't seem like any sort of horde faction, any migratory nation from the east is able to do much. You know what I'm saying? Nearly the year 700, and the Eastern Roman Empire has kind of collapsed. The Persian Empire keeps getting stronger. The Eastern Roman Empire has lost its territory in the Arab regions, sort of. They've got this one province here in Arabia, just token forces here in Egypt as well, and they've lost all of their African holdings. They've still got a couple places all the way up here. Gallia has kind of collapsed too. Vienensis is gone, more or less. The only thing that remains is these two Italian states. I don't even see. Oh wait, the Empire of the Western Roman Empire. This is what they've got. What I thought was cool. Look at this. They still got the Theodosius clan, but these guys have been this clan for a while. Pretty crazy stuff. So this is what the world looks like, and I'm gonna keep it going for another 100 years or so just to see what happens. Let's check out the religion map mode. Coptic, Nicene Coptic, Siberian _ pagan _ ADG. Love to see it. It looks like Sartru's maybe a little bit on the return. They've managed to keep everything nice and secure up here. Meanwhile, the sort of Slavic religions have completely like petered out. You got Orthodox here. You got Orthodox. Are these still Catholic or are they Nicene? They are Nicene. So the little Catholic, a vague Catholic thing has gone away. We've got Atomism over here. We got just a little bit, just pockets of the northeastern Slavic religion here. And that's sort of all that remains of that. Berber is almost petered out, but the southeastern Slav religion has somehow made it its way all the way down here. What is this? Berber paganism, okay. What is Zamor? They've adopted Eastern Slavic religion, which I cannot think of why. That's odd. Alright, here we are at 938. I let it go for another 100 years. Just cause thought that would be fun, and we could see Eastern Rome has kind of got it together. The giant prefecture, let's call it, has become Latium right here, and these Romano-Gallic in culture, that's fascinating. This is just Roman, but they're Arian. Essex, there's no trace of Romanness left here. That's very interesting. Caledonia, Hibernia, Hispania, they got rid of Carthage, unfortunately. Who we got here? County of Aleppo. The Quadi survive. There's the White Rus, who are kind of all over the place. Novgorod is here. Rugia is kind of like our regional kingdom around the Baltics here. Germania Secunda is there. I don't know. I guess that's just their province. I think if we check duchies, yeah, this is something that's sort of formable right there. Far and away the biggest power here is the Persian Empire. I'm not sure if there's a way to see like the top 10 world powers like you can in other games, but this is what we got. And let's check the faiths map mode here. Okay, Catholic, Cathar, Arian. There's a big splotch of Arian right here, because for some reason that guy converted to it. So it's basically half the world is Nicene, half the world is Zoroastrian, and a small portion of it is Hindu. Adamites are up here. There's some Adamites. It doesn't seem like any other pagan religion survived. There's a couple exceptions. There's Berber. Berber managed to make it to the end, but no Norse ones seem to have been able to. Not in the slightest. All right. This has been the Hoi 4 mod, the Fallen Eagle, Dawn of the Dark Ages. And if you like, leave a like, leave a subscribe, do everything you're supposed to do, and I'll see you next time. If this gets some engagement, I'll do it again. I'd be happy to do it again. I'll see you next time.